right, folks, we're back at Patrick Gayle show here with Coach Patrick Gayle, coming off a weekend of beating Fort Valley on homecoming, and we're here. You got a big weekend to come up this weekend. Morehouse and Clark coming up for him and the Rams here. Coach, how you doing? The coach does it. Are you enjoying the 70s that we have back, Coach? Because it was cold and snowing in Albany and Atlanta.
Man,
And
God,
70s again, Coach.
God is good. The weather outside is gorgeous, man. I actually went outside to talk to my family. Had an not an issue, but just just keep us in our prayers. Had something going on today, so it was nice to talk to them, and the sun was out. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank the Lord.
Coach, it's good to go out walking this morning. It was 58 degrees.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
early this morning walking, 58 degrees. I'm like, I like this.
It's nice to go to sleep and not your bones not shivering. You know what I mean? So, the weather is transitioning, man. Thank the Lord.
No doubt, Coach. Well, let me ask you, Coach. We talked about last week. Homecoming is for the alumni and fans, not the players so much. But how was it to give the fans of the Golden Rams a win on homecoming against a tough opponent?
Tough opponent. They had a couple of opportunities to try to get back in the game, and the ball bounced in our way. That night they're gonna the scene will reverse, and they're gonna be at home in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure they're gonna be ready for us, and I'm sure the ball is gonna be a little bit kinder to them. So we thank God that we got through with the victory. A lot of stuff we have to work on, but I was definitely um I respect the coaching staff and the players for Valley and how valiant they played through the whole game. The score didn't show any indication of how they were feeling, and they're going to be confident when they see us again in the next couple of weeks.
Coach, I know defensively you had to be happy holding them on the 40%, but also seeing your guy shoot over 40% from three, now 21, knocking down those mid threes and shooting over 40% from three is also a great game as well. So defensively hold them on the 40, and also you guys shooting over 40% from three had to make you feel very well good.
Well, when our guys really lock in and buy into what the preparation work is, I think we can be a very good defensive team. And I know that I talked to one of the assistant coaches yesterday, and I said, the last time we lost, we gave up 74 points. So if we can, hold teams, under that threshold that we strive to do, every night, we'll have a good opportunity to win. And that's really at this time of year, man, it goes down to details. I mean, practice has become, kind of like, you know, doing the same thing every day. And you have to now shift your mindset to the next team when you play them. So they were locked in, and they did a great job executing the game plan. I think also, Fort Valley just missed some shots that I'm sure they're going to make at home. So a lot of it also is when you're playing at home, the ball sometimes bounces your way, so you have to take advantage.
Also, you have a decent have playing on Saturday the first, and then Saturday again the eighth. If you get some time, get the guys some rest, and how paramount it is get the guys some rest, get them get some shots up to get their rhythm back. Those who need more work or shooting the ball to kind of get themselves back where the way you want them to be at. So, how important is it this time of year to get a little bit of a mini break to get the legs rebuilt, because it's going to be the games become more important. They'll get tougher and tougher having to play on back to backs, coming up if you want to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So how important that is for guys to get this rest right now to have it in the tank on the back end down the road when it's really going to
Well,
count.
well, just remember, 2 weeks ago we played tough game on the road on Saturday. Then we played overtime game on Monday. So, to play this game this past Saturday and to have a week, till we play again this coming Saturday is huge. We do have guys banged up. They need every day. We do have everybody practicing, but they're not practicing at 100%. And I'm sure there's a couple of guys that have some things that they just haven't said anything. And I was talking to one of my colleagues earlier and just saying that I'm just praising God that we have a full roster that is healthy. Because last year at this time we weren't, and it hurt us, So again, it's you can't control injuries, right? You can try to do preventative measures, but you can't control, whatever injury may happen. So you have to take advantage of rest. You have to take advantage of your body feeling good, and that's part of practice. Like the message in practice yesterday was really more so about what you're doing outside of practice, because, like you said, these games are about to come up. February is going to be very, loaded with games, and March, you know how that is. It's if you win, you get advanced, you play in less than 48 hours. So you have to get your body ready for that. And the last thing is these are student athletes, students first. So they have a lot of mental fatigue. Midterms are coming up for A-term students. So, they have a lot of classes that I'm sure they have to. I'm glad we're at home right now because I'm sure they have a lot of assignments they have to do that's coming up. February for college student, marks, okay, you see the light of the spring break coming up, but it's still a good distance away. So it's a lot of mental exercises that you have to get through. And, let's face it, what's going on in the world today, that affects college kids a lot more than people think because they're having to transition into that world soon. So they're kind of, thinking about all the things that's going on. And there's a lot going on. So we don't think about college students going through that right now, but they are. So we have to understand that that can affect everything that they do, including, participating in collegiate sports.
I was thinking about it, laughing because we said looking ahead. I was just thinking in my head. We used to laugh about it. We know who was having fun in August. The bumps start coming out in the spring. Or who had a good spring break. We see, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Why,
you get
why are they
exposed
talking
in the
about my
springtime.
what it did?
Hey, it's just like they say with spring comes the flowers, right?
Yeah,
So the flowers do
I
bloom.
said, oh, we know who got that fun movie and we
The flower, the flowers do bloom in the spring. You're absolutely right about that.
the
But
good
for, for a college basketball coach, this is the best time of the year. You're winding down with the regular season and you're getting ready for March Madness, best time of the year.
no doubt, coach. Especially, everything's on the line. It's one of them things, coach. It really is. Like I said, it was funny. That ain't funny, but it's Coastside last game. Like we was playing Austin P against Dave Lewis and was up by 12 and lost. Had he won, he would have kept his job.
You know what? We coaches, a lot of us can say that.
I remember Dennis
A
Felton.
lot of
Remember,
us
remember
say
Dennis
that.
Felton? Remember that tornado hit the Georgia Dome
Hmm.
back in 14 and he
Yeah,
ended up winning
I
the
remember.
tournament, saved his job in Georgia.
Listen, that's unfortunately, but it is what we sign up for. But that is the landscape of college coaching.
Yeah, so yeah, I was close as I got because we was up by 12. We had to play 44 days, man. And
Mm.
second half ran out of gas, but came down to a back cut because a Joker wanted to while scouting report, while you up hit the
It's a
9 to
back cut.
9
Yeah,
shooter and
yeah,
got back cut.
yeah.
Hey, every homecoming, so he say, "What up, back cut?" We still light him up, coaches. But what were you thinking, man? Man, yeah, you weren't thinking. Yeah, as always, you weren't thinking.
You gotta be in tune with the scout report. I
Yes,
mean, yeah, but again, that's the difference between winning and losing, JR. I mean, it comes down to details. We're playing teams now for the second time, and and the team we're playing coming up, second time in what, 2 weeks? So, I mean, it's really honestly, this game Saturday is somewhat an extension of last game because we went into overtime the last time we played. So it's kind of an extension, from last game, So I know they know us well and we're gonna do our homework. So it's gonna come down to what you just said, detail.
and I so I think it's like I said, it's fun. It was fun, a fun run. I said shout out to Coach Si. It was fun. Got close. We got us close. Look, I'm not throwing any shade. So he said he's not been that close to the championship to the NCAA tournament since that point. I'm just
Well, I
saying.
guess. Well, listen, I guess Coach Side knew what he was doing, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying we ain't been that close to getting to the big dance since that.
Yeah, but what Coach is doing now, Coach Penny's doing now, he's
Yeah,
doing a great job. So
yeah,
I think some brighter days are in the future for your alma mater.
yeah. Yes, coach. Yes, and I'm an honorary Albany State alum now.
You are an honorary coach. You are an honorary
Yes,
coach.
yes,
And Lord, when there will be bright days ahead as well. But
yeah, coach. No doubt, man.
hey, my verse of the day. I'm not gonna read it, but I read through Acts 15 this morning for any of those that wanna read that, and it talks about salvation and the way to salvation, and it's not through man. Let's put it that way. So, if you stay in your walk and you stay seeking the kingdom, you won't worry about what's going on outside. Trust me, as a coach, you have to do that because there's a lot of noise, good or bad. Let me just say to everybody though, on a serious tip, good or bad, coaches have to lock that out and we stay in tune. It's funny, it's homecoming, right? So you get the coach, and the emails and the this and the that. And I just have to kind of do what I tell the guys to do, block it out. That's for them. But we're on a path that we're focused on that. So, you know, I just want people to understand when you feel like outside noise is coming in, stay locked in on that path that the Lord has for you.
Outside noise is coming from everywhere, and
Outside noise comes from everywhere, and good or bad, they're going to be talking.
you know exactly. And you have to have that tunnel vision, like coach. People say to me that I'm wrong for this, but I don't feel that way. I just don't care what people say about me. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm on chart my path on. I don't care what you think or what you think you think. I know what's the path best for me. And I think people take that as flipping and nonstop. No, I just am focused on what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
I'm focused on this show, your program. I'm focused on other people who I deal with behind the scenes, my businesses that I'm trying to run. So I just focus. So I already don't care what you think outside of my little inner circle. And I've got this far without caring what you think. So screw you. But I'm totally for that mindset. I think it's me being focused on what I have to accomplish.
Biggest thing that I've learned, JR, and listen to what you're saying, is when you're down, people are going to say, I told you so. When you're up, people are going to say, I told you so. And I have a part to deal with that. So what you have to do is, and I think we all get in trouble with this, instead of following who gave you that vision, gave you that energy, gave you the ability to get through the storm. Instead of following him, we listen to man. And what I've learned in my years, especially these last, I wouldn't say last 3, 4 years, is you have to, what you just said, you have to focus on the Lord, and you have to block out a lot of what people say. And some people mean well, but unfortunately, most get used to do, ill. And the one thing about me, JR, I celebrate everyone. It's awesome to get, a text message from a former player, not even a men's player, a former women's player at my last school this morning, because again, she understands, the path I'm walking on, and we've talked, and we've been able to help each other. Shoot, she's helped me more than I've helped her in mentoring her. Shoot, she's mentored me because when I was down, she would send me a text of upliftment, and just hearing about how successful she is helps me to continue what I'm doing. So, the Lord will help you discern all of that. So you just have to discern it, man. A lot of people are going to talk. A lot of people want to take credit. A lot of people want to put you down when you're down, or take credit when things are going great, instead of just spreading love and spreading, the message of love, which is really what the Lord is trying to teach. Learn to forgive, learn to love. That's not hard, is it, JR?
But people make it hard, coach. And you know what?
It's not hard though.
like I said, Coach, I'm just thankful for what we're doing here because I talked to a couple other coaches listen to our show and tell me that, you know, I like the show you do with Coach Gayle. It's different. You know, we're seeing a different side of you, whatever that means. But
Hey, JR, you know what that means? That means the Lord is working, JR. That's what that means. Hey, listen, a lot of people listen, I'm not and I'm kind of like you. I'm like I've been on this earth long enough to know nobody watches this for me. They watch it for you. You're the star. I'm just the guy that, just wants to deliver a message that the Lord has for me today. But if something were to happen tomorrow, nobody's gonna be worried about me. They know the real star is you. So you have to understand with so many people watching you, you definitely have to be aware of the message that comes out. And that's what I always pray on, not just with this platform, but most importantly with my student athletes and the students that I'm around me. See, we have authority, JR, believe it or not. The Lord gives us authority. Authority is where you live, your neighbors, people around you. You have authority over them. You have authority to pray for them. You have authority to speak ill will or to have negative thoughts about them. It's a choice. The greatest gift we have is not just life, it's the free will in life, you know? So we have to understand that, JR, what you say, what it resonates to somebody. So that's power, you know? I don't have to be some people will say, to me, coach, when you gonna be a division 1 coach? I choose not to be. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be honestly, you'd be very surprised, JR, what if I can describe what makes me happy. It's as simple as it can be. And that's just because I've been on earth long enough to observe and to see what really true joy and true treasure is. So thank the Lord that I'm doing, what I'm doing. But what you just said that your coach, lost his job because of one game. What type of business is that we're in? That one game, and I know he did his job, like you said, scouting report, right? So y'all were prepared, and that yes, he, he has nothing to do with what you guys do on the floor.
4 days up to halftime and
There
still
you
had a
go.
chance.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. Like again, that type of business is like you can't put your energy in the success of that. You have to put your energy in something greater. And that's thank God that I've been able to see that, a few years ago that, what, this is what's important.
It really is, man. Because, like you said, you know, and through all that, we still have a good time and laugh about it. We still have a good
Too.
time and laugh
You have
about
to laugh. You
and
have to
joke
laugh.
about it. Because it's like it was an experience we had. And
Yeah,
and we still here. We regroup.
still here. Yeah.
So it didn't hold us back, man. So, like you said, Coach, I talked to Alvin Brooks today. His team had a bad November, and they
Mm,
recovered. They're 13-10 now, 84 Southern
good.
Conference, right behind Monique State. So
Good.
like just talk to another coach today about his team had injuries, haven't played in different lineups, and they're still 16-8.
That's
So
awesome.
it's all this sports we play is a microcosm of our lives.
That's right.
Hey,
That's right.
hey coach, you know that, coach. My car got stolen the night we played at Morehouse. My car got stolen. That's what happened. I was in my own hood, so it was all right. But and,
And
I
guess what?
still there for you, coach.
But you still locked in. We appreciate you because you were still locked in.
you know, exactly. So like that adversity right there, like, I could have told you, coach, man, a car got
Yeah,
stolen.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It didn't cross my mind, coach. I was committed to what we had.
You told me briefly before the game, and then we didn't even talk about that after the game. There was the last thing I remember was you driving off, and I was like, wait a second. I guess he got another car. Because you know what's funny? I actually thought, yo, JR, you need a ride to your crib? Because but man, again, you just said it best. I mean, for everybody watching, man, that's life. In life, you could have something taken away, but guess what? If you are faithful enough and if you are, patient enough, the Lord will bless you with something even more.
So I'm just happy. We accomplished what we came to accomplish. It
That's
didn't
right.
cross my mind not one time. I went and got, hey, bring this to me. And I was playing some good hip hop.
Yo, hey, and again, I mean, when you look back to this season, man, you're gonna remember those memories. And that's the thing that coaches, that's what we cherish, man. Most importantly, we cherish the memories of the day to day. Obviously we want to win, but I've learned this through being at my lowest, that what's the most important thing. So now thy will be done. I'm going to just, allow the Lord to do his will. And, anytime I can, I'm just going to try to uplift as many people as I can. Um, Shout out to all the coaches out there that are continuing to walk and their walk. Every coach has their own walk. That's another thing that I've known. What's for me is for me. Sometimes it's not even about me. Sometimes you have to understand it's not even about you. Let the Lord do his work. So for every coach out there, definitely praying for you guys. Definitely want you to walk your walk, but understand something. Every time you get up, you've already won. Just continue to let the Lord do his job. You do your job, let the Lord do his job.
Shout out to a friend of mine, colleague of yours, Sean Walker. His birthday was on this past Sunday. 53 years old. He don't look it, but he's 53 years old. Don't get me out to
Coach
the
Walker,
age.
you don't look a day over 40, my brother.
So shout out to Sean Walker.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Coach Walker. Great, tremendous man, tremendous coach. Everybody. And you know what? Since his birthday, I'm gonna put this out there. So obviously, we have a former player of his. So in preparation for Coach Walker, his former player, you know what he said? And I'm a to a T. He said, "Man, Coach Walker, he when it come to basketball, he's a he's a genius." And I was like, "Yeah, you're darn right he is. You're darn right he is. So you better lock in." But nah, he's a tremendous coach. I have the utmost respect for him, and happy birthday to him. Much life and love for him.
He got one of them doing that. He says 2-2, coach. 2-2. Nah, yeah, 2-2. That's crazy. His birthday is 2-2.
And 2-2. Now, so now I can't forget that, Jr.
Yeah, 2-2.
Appreciate you.
I,
Appreciate that.
I told him you should make your number four. He said, "Be quiet, man. You should make your number. You should be number four when you play."
And you know what's crazy? It's tough to have a birthday. That's another thing. It's tough to have a birthday in the middle of the season. You can't
Yeah,
really celebrate it like you want to because you're in the middle of a season. Heck, you said it was Saturday. That wasn't that a game day?
Sunday, the Sunday,
Sunday. So
the
it's the day
second.
after a game. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, little things that people take for granted, what coaches go through, So definitely want to take the time out to praise Coach Walker, his birthday, and praise all the coaches that go through so much. I talked to my wife, and talk to my children, and I realize, man, families get affected just as much, if not more, than coaches do. And it affects them, So that's another reason why we have to kind of tune the noise out because we can't bring that crap home. And there's a lot of crap.
coach. I tell you what, man, it's been a heck of a show. Blessings to you and the guys. Go good on Saturday, and we'll do this next week. And I will do my part as well this week and keep living the right way, coach, and staying above the fray, no matter what comes my way.
You know what, JR? You just saying that. Read Acts 15.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, JR, as always.
But Coach Gill, JR, we out. Talk to you next week.